Subramani, and every time I've met him, I never know what his interests are. The only thing that I know is that he champions the Retina India initiatives in Bangalore, but more importantly, with the power of his pen, he straddles the world of diversity, inclusivity and technology.
The most serious challenge for me now is following Shanti. I used to have a friend who's deaf now. He couldn't very much hear and he couldn't see, and he had to come from at least say 15 to 20 kilometers outside the city of Chennai by bus. And it was big challenge. That guy was doing MA in applied history, and he used to top the class. So what it actually over a period of time, what the idea that formed in my mind was that you can't look at disability as just one label. You just can't put the disabled label on somebody and say that he or she requires this. No, there is requirement differences in different kind of people, especially people like me who got retina related ailments, who have different degrees of vision impairment. Our requirements are completely different, including rehab, including our education requirement, including the way we are included. So everything is different. So that is when I came across this doctor who's doing a pioneering research in Los Angeles in bionic eye, Dr. Rajat Agrawal. And when he started talking, I realized that he reflected exactly what I had in my mind to create something, a platform, which is no institution, because there are institutions doing wonderful work. So we wouldn't like to create an institution, but we create a platform where inclusion and integration are the core themes. And we address spaces that is sort of left out. For example, doctors. As I told you, isn't it cruel, or is it, what do I say? It leaves a negative feeling in you when a doctor says that there is no future for a person who is going blind, which is actually not real. If you come out and see people like George who's sitting here, they've been our role models. So that has to change. So we have to include the doctors, approach the doctors, go to the medical field, and talk to them and bring them in so that the perspective gets changed. So that tomorrow, if they need a person who's going through retinitis pigmentosa, retinitis pigmentosa, by the way, is one of the conditions, and there are at least 20 conditions which are genetically related and are causing progressive degeneration. Plus, there are people who lose tearing of retina, who have problems like retinal detachment and things like that because of accidents. So if they meet such people, it will be easier for a doctor to say that, look here, see, there's an organization here, just go approach them. And we are not in the business of creating anything. We are in the business of connecting people, like Nokia. And by the way, Nokia has gone on loss yesterday, that's what I heard. I hope that we don't follow them. So what happens is somebody comes and asks me, look, my kid is going through this problem. Look, my son is going through this problem. I want him to be employed. I'll gladly turn around and say that, somebody like Enable India is sitting right here. Why don't you talk to them? Why this is important? Because a lot of people kept asking me this question. Why is one more NGO? It's actually, our idea is not to create an NGO, but nevertheless, we wanted to create a movement of foot soldiers. No institution, no buildings, nothing. We just have to move around as volunteers and do our best. And I wanted this volunteering team to be completely comprised of disabled people. Okay, unfortunately, this is now restricted only to persons with vision challenge for the obvious reason that we are Retina India. But we are glad to include anybody and everybody who would like to do this job of volunteering, who are actually professionally, being well employed and, doing very well in their jobs and careers and doing very well in their families. Welcome to join us, So this space is basically, where there is a void, there's a vacuum, because volunteering is something that needs to be inculcated, that needs to be encouraged. So we have created a lot of these platforms in 13 cities, including Bangalore. There are our Retina India chapters existing in Pune, Bombay, Kolkata, Delhi, Chennai, Hyderabad. Hyderabad and Chennai are doing really well. So what we do is we don't set agendas. we just assemble people, not just persons with vision challenge, but their family members, and pretty much everyone and anyone who's concerned about this, and then let them set their own agenda. So what came out of it was the first program that we had was teacher sensitive. I mean, I wouldn't say sensitization because I wouldn't like to portray teachers as senseless. No, but we have to create that a bit of an awareness about children with low vision and vision impairment, because most of the times what happens when children approach for when parents approach them for admissions, their doors are shut. I think the Meenu spoke about it this morning. So doors are shut, and they say that why don't you go to special school? And as you all know, the special school is not a solution for it. And secondly, if a kid goes through degenerative condition who's sitting in a classroom, normally what happens is, if you're the tallest kid, they will make you sit in the last bench, and you can't see the board. So when a kid says that I can't see the board, the eye looks normal. So the teacher thinks, oh no, you're joking. So we have to create awareness at that level among teachers to understand when a kid goes through disability, could not have been diagnosed, because when I wasn't diagnosed until I was 16. For all I may have been going through this early, because from the age of 5 I was wearing specs for short sight, and short sight is considered to be one of the earliest signs of retinal pigmentosa. So we never know. So making those adjustments in classrooms and creating an inclusive classroom. I think you are talking about inclusive society, but what is a classroom? Classroom is a microcosm of society, isn't it? And if you are not going to make the able-bodied kids sit with the children with special needs and grow up with them, how do you expect them to become leaders, corporate leaders or organizational leaders or political leaders who would make their society and their respective organizations inclusive? No, we're not going to see that. So that is the program that came right from the members, people who sat and discussed. Secondly, we had a program to sensitize the corporates. For example, there is a low vision person who works with us, who's part of the network, and he works with the May I Help You desk in SBI, and he's sitting right at the front, and he looks very normal. He looks very handsome and very normal. And but what happens is when somebody wants to give him an application and say, how do I fill this application, or show a column and say what is to be written there, he doesn't know how to react to it because he can't see it. He can't read fine print. He's a low vision person. And one of the disappointing things he had was he had lots of good-looking girls coming to him and asking, and he doesn't know how to guide them. And the moment they realize that he's having a problem, they go away from him and ask help from somebody else. This is really hurting for him, youngsters. So he wanted to create this sensitization so that it is informed, or the persons who are there are informed beforehand that the person who's sitting there has got a problem, and that shouldn't mean that they should neglect them. So but the idea is like, how do you create volunteers is a challenge that we are facing. It's a very, by and large, a very wide problem, and including doctors is another challenge that we are facing. And also, how do you portray an NGO like us? We belong nowhere, we are mercenaries, so how do we portray ourselves is another problem. So I thought we would use Nevertheless campaign to sort of promote volunteerism as a concept by itself for an inclusive society. Anyway, I thank Diana and Forte Foundation, and I thank all those responsible for organizing this, for having given Retina India an opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Suzanne.